AMA Motocross is a demanding test of man and machine. It is a sport where only the strong survive. The brave lead the way. And champions are held aloft as the ultimate symbol of success. It is to this end that the world's best motocrossers span the country, competing on the famous racetracks where legends have left an indelible mark on the sport's history. Today, Pala Raceway in Southern California becomes a part of this great American sport. The final round of the 2010 Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship starts right now. Welcome to Pala Raceway in California for Speed's live coverage of the final round of the 2010 Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. An amazing race day here today, and we've already got a great first moto in the books. Let's give you the highlights. Well, folks have been watching the races all year. You could probably bet on who's going to get the whole shot here in the first moto. Looks like Nick Way's got it, but he blows through the first turn in the Kawasaki. And guess who? Andrew Short has hit another whole shot on the number 29 Honda. Mike Alessi was aggressive early, got around Ryan Dungey. Dungey got Mike Alessi back. And we'll go after the 46 of Ryan Sipes, who was in second, and Short, who was in the lead. Here's your battle. Sipes is doing everything he could in the Moto Concepts Yamaha to hold Dungey off. Watch this. They almost come together, but Dungey's able to squirt by and take second. Now he goes after Short. To the inside, Dungey gets to the corner first, makes the move on the 29. Ryan Dungey into the lead, and you know what happens after that. He starts to pull away. Brett Metcalf is a long ways back. He catches up to Sipes in a great battle for third. Sipes held him back for about 4 laps. But Mehdi is able to make the move and then close the gap on Short. Then watch Short. The green motorcycle in front of him goes down. Short gets tangled up. Metcalf cruises around the outside to take over the number 2 spot. Ryan Dungey, uncontested, takes the first moto victory. That might be the last time you see these guys celebrate after today at Pala. There's the event points after that first moto is complete. Of course, the 25, the full take goes to Ryan Dungey. But don't count out Metcalf and Short looking for their first career overall victories, and it could happen today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pala Raceway. This is the heart of motocross, Southern California, on a brand new racetrack that we've never held an AMA National on before. Jason Wygant, of course, joined by 4-time AMA National champ Jeff Emmett. Talk about racing here at this brand new facility.
Well, this track is really difficult. It's difficult on the man and machine. It's so soft and sandy, silty in spots. For Moto 2, the track's going to be extremely rough and physical, and it really has taken its toll on the machines also. It's been hard to get the bikes dialed in and get those chassis setups perfect.
Now we've completed 23 of the 24 motos for 2010. Here are your series points as we run heading into the grand finale. Dungey got the championship locked up, but there were a lot of other battles. Metcalf and Short, and the Privateers, Regal, Sipes, Chisholm.
Well, this Metcalf-Short battle really has played out. It's just been amazing, and in Moto 1, that effort that we saw from Metcalf to come through the pack, past Andrew Short, has really shown that on a difficult track like this, that his desire to be second in this championship and to be the first Honda just reigned supreme. Unbelievable ride that he put on.
But for most of these riders, it is turned into a battle for second because Ryan Dungey has been the dominator all year. Let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast team, Erin Bates. We talked to her earlier for the Progressive pre-race report.
Ryan Dungey, the 450 champion, is looking to finish off the dream season. You just won that first moto, Ryan. You're going to go out and attempt to do it again. What are the thoughts and feelings? This is the last time of the season that you're going to be working with Roger DeCoster.
Well, definitely, to just finish it off strong, is always goal, and try to take it just like another race. But Roger's been great. But can't be worried about that right now. But had a long, great relationship with him, so it's tough, but life goes on.
Best of luck to you today, putting the icing on the cake. And Ryan Sipes goes at it one last time of the season. Ryan, what a season it's been for you. 8th overall in the standings right now, and you just finished up 4th during that first moto. What is the strategy in the final attack?
Just be smart, you know. We're going to go out here and try to get another good start and run up front again. You know, I think last weekend could have been a podium, but wasn't very smart, so we'll try to do it this weekend.
Pardon me, 7th overall in the standings after Moto 1, which means you're one of the top privateers out there. Privateers, the backbone of our sport. Guys, back to you.
Well, just because Ryan Dungey has this championship wrapped up doesn't mean there's not going to be some excitement here in our final round. A lot of riders looking to break through and grab their first win of the season. It's been pretty exciting watching those guys try to get it, including Kevin Windham, who pulled it off last week at Steel City. Stay with us. The coastline right outside of downtown San Diego. We're not too far from there. We are at Pala Raceway, the first ever Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship event at this facility. It only opened in April 2009, and what a way to ring in its inaugural event with back-to-back live coverage on Speed. Our 450 class about to get started, and we'll come right back at the top of the hour with our 250 class. And boy, the championship was close coming in that 250 class. It has been shaken up big time after their first moto ran this afternoon, and we'll give you the highlights and the second moto coverage of that a little later on today. But let's focus on the 450 class. Here's how we race Motocross 411. We'll do 2 motos today with 40 riders each, and each moto is 30 minutes and 2 laps in duration. Moto 1 is complete. Moto 2 is coming up next. We'll combine the scores from both to determine an overall winner. Now, we said it's an all-new racetrack here at Pala. Jeff Emig, take us on a lap here with our track map.
Well, here we go. Start to the left. Usually shakes down after the second one. Got a couple of tabletops. Get into a couple of S-turns, rhythm section. Then you get into the hill section over here on the right, where you're going down a hill, back up. This massive triple over the top. Really difficult, soft, silty uphill and downhill. Step up, step downs, huge doubles. Basically, all the way around the track is very difficult. Come through these rollers into a little step up here. S-turn for the finish, and a couple big double jumps to finish it off.
And to finish it off, how about this? On our last event, Jeff Emig himself on board here with our onboard.
This is earlier today. I took a couple laps, and watch how this one is. This is my second lap. Make a little mistake off the side of the track, and that is the hero to zero moment right there. But I tell you what, it was unbelievable insight because this track is so difficult, especially now in the second moto.
What sacrifice you make as a journalist to take a real soil sample for us. Let's go racing at Pala. Looks like Metcalf on the inside of 24 is going to bump and bang him out of the way and take the lead.
Could it be Brett Metcalf, Geico Powersports Honda with the whole shot, and Andrew Short, who's been the best starter of the year, in second. This is the storyline for today, is the championship battle for second place between Short and Metcalf. And look how they have fired off in Moto 2.
And the 3 privateers we highlighted at the top of the show. Sipes in the 46, the 55 of Chisholm, and the 41 of Regal. They've got great starts as well.
Unbelievable effort here and determination out of the top 5 here in the second moto. Question is, where's our newly crowned champion, Ryan Dungey?
He's okay. Yeah, he's at 6th.
Ben Townley was just back there.
There's Dungey coming up over the rise right now. Check out the battle. It looks like Townley going to go around the outside of the 101 of Regal on the 41. No, Regal slams the door.
Here's Dungey to the inside of Townley, taking the short line.
Well, that was easy.
Big short work of him.
It's the triple at the top of the hill. Sipes, the only one able to clear it. Holds off the 41 of Regal and goes after his Moto Concepts Yamaha teammate, Chisholm.
And if I thought the track was rough earlier today at around 10 o'clock when I rode, definitely would not like to be out there right now because this soil here is so soft and silty in spots. You see the bikes just jumping around, really testing the suspension and chassis setup that these teams have given to the riders.
Dungey makes the move on Regal. He's not going to waste time because some of the fast guns of Short and Metcalf are up front. Look at Regal getting Dungey back. Impressive.
Nice move there on the inside of that step up and then that right hand on the drop off. But this, we're taking the close look here. This is a massive double jump, 3rd, 4th gear, pretty hard on the throttle just to make that. Now you come through one of the spectator sections in front where there's all these rollers.
Regal holding off Dungey, as we said. Now the 23 of Justin Brayton has gotten around the 101 of Townley. High-speed sand roller section, like you said, Jeff, then a series of S-turns.
Well, in this section here, they've actually added quite a bit of sand, and you see
Townley making a move.
Townley goes through the banners.
And I don't know what's going to happen there. You're supposed to re-enter the track.
Well,
the safest part.
Re-enter safe spot. That, in my book, that looked pretty clean. Both riders were just out of control. It was just fortunate that neither rider went down there. Fine piece of riding by Townley after the mistake to keep it back on two wheels. And let's take a look at it. See Townley on the outside. Watch him hammer the throttle. Brayton pushes him wide, which becomes inside. He tries to get on the brakes, but there's just nowhere to turn because of those hay bales marking the inside.
So he actually got nudged a little bit by the 23.
A little bit of help, yeah.
Battle for the lead right now between Metcalf and Short. Jeff, let's talk about the Rocky Mountain keys to this race.
Well, study the start and figure out what worked in the first moto and in the 250 races. Brett Metcalf obviously did his homework because he nabbed the whole shot. Both of these riders who are battling for second, they need to remain confident and rest tomorrow. The end of the championship is near. This is the final race of the season. Let it all hang out here. Put your heart and soul into this, all the effort that you have, and celebrate at the championship awards banquet.
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow night right here at Powell. They got a casino about a mile away from this racetrack. It's a great way to end the season.
Yeah, great place too, man. Stayed there last night. Fantastic.
Look at Regal still holding Dungey at bay. Then excites in front of him. So it's a great day for the privateers. We'll also give a shout out to Jared Brown on the 57 Kawasaki. He was right behind Brayton, battling with Townley.
Look at Dungey almost off the side of the track. You can see he doesn't like being in this position. He doesn't like getting roosted, getting all the gear dirty and the goggles. And he's been the man this year, the new boss. You see him taking some outside lines, but Regal really running a strong race here on that privateer Honda.
Dungey going to try again. That uphill didn't work from the last time around, so he's going to try it here on the downhill.
Regal in hard, yeah. Did you see Dungey land on the double with the throttle on and wheelie the bike down the double into that Toyota jump there? He wheelied down the jump. That's when you're on the gas. Okay, that's...
What do you call that, full open?
Man, I don't even know if there's a term for that yet. We're going to have to think of something here.
Invented it. Well, look at this battle. Regal goes after Sipes and zaps him before Sipes probably even knew he was there. Nice run by the kid out of Texas. So that'll move Kyle Regal up to the number 4 spot. Sipes pushed back to 5th. And while Dungey continues to work these guys over, the Honda boys of Metcalf and Short are just going to extend their advantage.
Look at this battle here. These guys are rolling here. Pollard, I mean, you know, they're not letting off, settling into the offseason. These guys are hammering all the way to the final checkered flag. Just unbelievable heart and soul put into this racing by these athletes here in 2010.
Well, we highlighted that there's points battles between pretty much everyone in this pack except Dungey. He's already got the title. So is Dungey's natural momentum able to overcome that, or because these guys got some motivation that he really doesn't right now?
Well, and in this crazy contract year that we have here, there should be a rule now from now that, uh-oh, here comes the pass on Dungey, scrubs the double.
Gets to the inside. Sipes rode a wide bike in Moto 1, couldn't do it this time, so Dungey makes one pass.
Yeah, follow up on my thought, I think the team should not be allowed to sign any riders until the final race is over. But talking about hole shots here, look at Brett Metcalf, 24 on the right, way on the inside, and Andrew Short just to his right. And look at that, Metcalf. He typically hasn't been a great starter, okay, but you can tell he is focused, he is determined, and he is motivated to not only, I mean, possibly win the moto now. Okay, he's never won a moto in his career. Setting second in the championship right now. It's coming down to it. This would be an incredible achievement if he can win the Moto A, or B, if he can finish up this championship for second.
All right, well, you saw it there in the progressive hole shot replay. Metcalf got the start. Can he get the finish? And yes, we run 2 motos out here. If he finishes second in Moto 1, which he did, and wins this second moto, he'll be your overall champion for this day's of racing. So this could be a breakthrough moment for Brett Metcalf. A man has the veteran from Australia worked to get to this part.
Yeah, Dungey's about 7 seconds behind the lead right now.
Lots of racing yet to come. We're going to be with you for 2 full hours on speed. Yes, we have a pool right next to the track. We'll take a dip when we're done. Wednesday night, Speed Primetime hits the gas at 8. Jason Britton and his stunt two-wheel their way through New Orleans on an all-new Stealth Rider. Then at 10, catch NASCAR Sprint Cup champ Matt Kenseth on an all-new Intersections. Wednesday night beginning at 8 Eastern on Speed. Let's send it down to Aaron on the track. Aaron?
Well, along with the new venue comes new excitement for the fans, and probably one of the best places to be seated is right here at the Rockstar Makita Hospitality VIP area. Best seats in the house, the view overlooks the entire track, but if you want to be here at the pool, relaxing, chilling off, there is a plethora of beautiful women up here. It's not a bad place to be, I can tell you this much. Hala did a great job at catering to all these fans.
I know there's a pool there, but I'm not thinking cool, I'm thinking hot. Because it's so sunshiny and everything today here in Southern California. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I tell you who's hot, and that's the 24 Brett Metcalf right now.
Jeff, yeah.
As he is not only trying to secure second place in points in the championship, he's trying to get his first ever win here in the U.S. in an AMA National Moto. And if he could do that, that 2-1 on the day would give him the overall. So this is a very big moment for Brett Metcalf, and he certainly is putting in a great ride right now to 221.1. Dungey is 221.6.
Dungey has made the move on Chisholm, so he's up to third. You know Dungey's not going to give up, and he's definitely not going to get tired, and he clears the triple, barely the top of that hill. Did he keep it on two wheels? Wow!
Unbelievable. And I tell you, for Dungey, he's also got a record going that he's fighting for right now.
Well, yeah, if he wins the overall today, that'll give him 10 on the season, and that would break the all-time rookie mark. Ricky Carmichael won 9 in his rookie season in 2000, and Dungey has 9 this year. So there is a little bit of motivation for Dungey, but you know that Metcalf up front wants to win this race and beat Dungey badly. So we'll see if Dungey can get the mojo working here in the second half of this race.
Yeah, well, that's going to cost him a little bit on the lap time. Right now, Dungey sets it fourth. He is 7.1 seconds behind our leader. Oh, I'm sorry, third. He got past Chisholm early on this lap. So the chase is on for Ryan Dungey if he wants to nab that overall win. You see Short's just a few seconds, 3 or 4 seconds in front of him.
There is Short. He was second in the series for a couple of rounds, but lately Metcalf has been on quite a charge. He overtook Short for that spot at our last race at Steel City. While Metcalf has really been stepping up his game, Short has had a couple of bad races the last few weeks.
Well, and let's put it into perspective. We're saying bad races. Bad when you talk about the title chase, the overall points chase. But in the perspective, he's consistently in the top 5. He very rarely is out of the top 5. He's a great starter. Always puts himself into positions.
Wait a minute. We're hearing that Metcalf is not circulating. In fact, he didn't come through the finish line area. Short is in the lead. Where is the 24? And this guy is already, there he is. So Metcalf is back to 8th. How many times can Brett Metcalf, Jeff, have this overall win headed his direction and then have something pull it right through his fingers?
It certainly looks like with this situation that he might have gone down, something like that. But this is going to have an effect on the championship points, because if he's now in 8th, Short is running with the lead. That's going to put Short into second place with 2 points.
Yeah, just barely he will edge. And that's the event point. That's actually for the overall today. That will put Short into second on the day, but it should be enough points for him to overtake Metcalf also for second in the series. Well, Metcalf, I'm going to sort of recap here these last 2 rounds leading to this. He had the lead in Moto 1 at Southwick 2 weeks ago, and he ran out of gas on the last lap. He was leading Moto 1 last week in Pennsylvania and stalled the motorcycle, ended up finishing second. Here he's trying to win the second moto.
Regal's down.
Oh, that is another rider down. Was that Regal? Trying to figure out who that was. But this is 3 weeks in a row, basically, where Metcalf was leading a race, had it under control, and something reached up to hit him.
Little mental mistake, possibly. Not sure what happened, but taking a look at the 55 here, Kyle Chisholm, who currently sits third, and this will be fantastic moto for him and the Moto Concepts team, and in this battle for the top privateer. Great ride, great way to finish up the season.
Yeah, and it was a great battle all day with he and Regal and Sipes. Really all season, those guys have been keeping tabs on each other. We'll move a little bit further forward. Short has the lead. The difference, though, is if Short goes 3-1 and Dungey goes 1-2, Dungey will still win the overall. So we'll see if Dungey puts his head down and tries to go after the 29 to win this moto or not. They just crossed the finish line area. The gap is 2.5 seconds. We're halfway through the second moto at Pala. The race is on. Dungey versus Short for the moto win. We get a race for the lead on our hands here at Pala Raceway, just outside San Diego, California. Andrew Short on the 29 leading. Ryan Dungey, the number 5, in second. We have seen the battle shape up like this time and time again. We are 17 minutes into a 30 minutes plus 2 lap moto, Jeff, and it seems like at precisely the 17-minute mark is when Dungey likes to do his damage.
He certainly turns it on as he lets the race kind of come to him, as they say. And some riders made mistakes. We saw Brett Metcalf out front with a healthy lead, give up the lead, go back to 8th, to have a substantial effect on the overall championship points in the race for second. And Dungey just is constantly moving forward, pressuring the riders. Now let's see if Andrew Short's lap time, last time around was at 2:23, Dungey was at 2:21, so Dungey a couple seconds a lap quicker. It seems like historically this season, when a rider gets up on Andrew Short like that, he's made a couple of mistakes and he'll drop off the pace a couple seconds a lap. We'll see if this final round, if he can shake those demons, just put his head down, try to ride his own race, and keep Dungey at bay.
Here's that very difficult triple at the top of the hill, and they're both going to choose to double and single. This is a very tough section of the track, Jeff.
Yeah, watch how silty and soft it is. These are 450cc four-stroke machines, and the rear tire just spins through there. It's just so soft and silty. There's really no traction, and the motors really labor to get the bike up the hill.
And I talked to the Dunlop tire guys earlier, both these guys running those, and it's tough to figure out the right tire for this track because there's different types of sand and soil in different sections. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, you certainly want to use an open tread pattern with some tall knobs so that it can really dig into that soft soil. Something that you would use in the mud or in the, on a true sand track. But like I said, that soil is really silty and it's powdery, so it's different. There's not really a lot of hold. It really pulls the engine down. It's tough on the engine itself. It's really tough on the clutches on these bikes because they have so much horsepower, and then all of that load on the rear tire, it's hard on the clutches.
Yeah, you said actually if you run a stock bike out here, you got to put in stiffer clutch springs, you can actually melt that thing?
I have the experience, yes. I've done that twice here. So
really?
Yeah, this is uncharacteristic. I've never been to a place that is hard on the machines as this place is.
Now the Dunlop guys say the riders were trying an intermediate soft tire and a full soft terrain tire in each of the practices. They kind of anticipated going to the intermediate soft as the track would dry out throughout the day. Whatever Short has on his bike, it hooks up. Got the whole shot in Moto 1, a great start in Moto 2. The pressure being applied now by Dungey.
Yeah, I definitely would stick with a full soft tire. Yeah, I wouldn't even mess around with the intermediate spec at all because in the spots where it's a little bit hard, it's not that situation where it's blue groove and you're really fighting for traction because there's so much loose soil on top that you're trying to get through.
They brought in a lot of this soil. That's the amazing part. It was almost 4 feet deep of sand that they trucked into this facility. Look at how rough and rugged it has made this track.
Yeah, I definitely am glad that in 2010 that I'm not on the AMA circuit because this is one nasty track. And I mean, it's physical for the riders. It's really difficult for the manufacturers and the teams with these machines to keep the bike. Also, another thing with this silty dirt right here is that all of that gets on the air filter, the filter will get dirtier than normal here. So in the 35-minute moto, there's no way that you would ever be able to use the filter any longer than this one race because it will totally be caked on that filter, which of course makes it hard for the engine to draw air and build horsepower.
Short has ratcheted it up here. Couple laps of pressure from Dungey, and he has responded. The gap has stabilized, and he hasn't yielded the lead yet.
Well, he did a 2:23.1 the last time, which is consistent. He didn't drop off the pace when Dungey got on him, but Dungey now did a 2:23. Obviously, he's been on his wheel the whole time, so not necessarily picking up and not losing, not backing off the pace either.
Here's the difference. Short would take second back in the points if it finishes like this. Metcalf is 7th. He needs to move forward, but the big change could be if Dungey makes the move on Short. Short would then lose 3 points then it'd be a 1-point gap, and if Metcalf can get to 5th, he would re-overtake. Oh, and here it could happen right now. Dungey through the sandwich, into the S-turn, gonna dance down to the inside. No, Short takes it back.
Oh, thought Dungey was gonna fall down there. This is, Dungey could be Brett Metcalf's biggest help here, as the 3-point gap between 1st and 2nd would really help him out. Gain 3 of the 4 points that Metcalf needs to hold on to 2nd in the championship, and Metcalf still sitting back in 2nd. You can see Dungey saying, okay, I've had enough of this. I really am going to try to pour it on right now and take advantage of this situation and get by. But Short, spectacular ride to hold on to 1st.
Dungey around the outside, that'll lead him to the inside. He tries to block Short. Short switches back, side by side as they head to the tabletop. Does Dungey have him closed off? He does.
Well, you can see both riders riding aggressive, riding hard, but showing a lot of respect for each other. In a couple weeks, they will be on Team USA for the Motocross of Nations, which will be back here in the U.S., Lakewood, Colorado, one of the stops on our AMA National Circuit.
All right, take us through the pass here as Dungey worked his way from outside to inside.
Well, you really felt that Dungey just before this, he had you know, the momentum going. You could see that he said, okay, now I'm going to flick the switch and make this happen. I've found the lines for Andrew Short. I've rode his pace, and I'm ready to drop this lap time from a 2:23 back down to a 2:21 possibly.
So now Metcalf has to get around 2 riders to re-overtake Short in the points. All year long, we have had some great moments, and we're going to show you some of the highlights. The first half of our Geico Top 10 Moments of the Year. All right, the series started with Chad Reed bouncing back from a terrible year in Supercross to win the opener in Hangtown and serve notice the championship was going to go through the champion. So well done for the Monster Kawasaki rider. Things were firing for Reed, but they would quickly go the other direction. Ryan Dungey bounces back big time at Texas. Watch this, he makes a pass on Brett Metcalf as Mike Alessi falls. Dungey takes the lead and the win. So now it's Dungey and Reed, both with a victory apiece. We expected a championship showdown between those two, but Dungey won the next race at High Point, and then we headed to Budds Creek, Maryland. Andrew Short won Moto 1, but Dungey battled past Short in Moto 2 to win the overall again. 3 straight wins for Dungey, the rookie beginning to take control of this series. Then we were in the high altitude of Colorado. Josh Grant served notice in Moto 1 by taking the win from Dungey in that race. But Moto 2, no one could stop the number 5. He gets around Short again, beginning to make a habit out of this. Another win for the kid from Minnesota. Forget the championship standings. Now you're just wondering if anyone else can even win a single race. Maybe the best race of the year at Redbud. Townley, Short, Reed, they all took a shot at Dungey. But by the time the checkered flag flew at Moto 2, the kid was unstoppable again. Some newcomers into the tour at Unadilla. James Stewart was back, and Clement Dessau out of Belgium joined us at Unadilla. Dessau put up a great race with Dungey in Moto 2. But with this pass, Dungey takes the lead and in another victory. No one could stop the Dungey Express. Oh, what a great year it has been as Ryan Dungey has taken control of this series. We'll have more highlights from the season a little bit later in the show. Right now, Dungey in control, beginning to pull away from Andrew Short. Beautiful place to hold a motocross race here at Pella. Come on out and join us here next year in person. Well, Ryan Dungey leads the way in the 450 class today, and he's already wrapped up the championship in this division. But our 250 class, Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross, has been unbelievable this year, and it got even crazier with our first moto today, and we will have the coverage coming up next live here on Speed of the grand finale class.
Yeah, I can assure you that this is one that you do not want to miss. And it was just 1 year ago that the number 5 here in the final round essentially wrapped up that 250 title. And that's when the momentum for this thing really started for Dungey. When he finally nabbed that championship, I think there was a real belief that he could be a player. And now as a rookie, the 450 class, the premier class, he's came out and now is on his way to setting a rookie record for wins. Incredible effort. So, the 250 class, the stepping stone, but those riders are not so far off than what the 450 riders are.
There's Short in second, and let's send it down to Erin, who's got some high-tech new products in her hand. Erin, what's happening?
That's right. You're taking a look at the Hustle. It's made by Scott Goggles, and it gets introduced in October. My trusty assistant, Jackie, is going to demonstrate how it works. It features the Scott Fit system, which allows the goggle to conform to your face. With just a small adjustment of a flat blade screwdriver, you can adjust the lower face flange 4 millimeters in 4 directions. It's just a one-time adjustment that you have to do. It's the only goggle of its kind made by Scott for a perfect fit.
Andrew Short is in second. He's actually running those goggles right now, so just a little bit more comfort from what is usually a very uncomfortable sport. Rough track, hot days, dust, bruise, pressure, all that.
And for Andrew Short, it may be just a little bit too late, as he now has put in a fantastic ride this moto, running in second, but how the points are shaking out. Could be Metcalf's year to be second in the championship, but you can see just how far back third place is. Ben Townley, who's a good 12 seconds off of second.
That's a change. Townley got around Chisholm, so he might end the year on the podium. Wow, a great year for Townley if you look at it in the big picture. Yes, he's had some disappointing moments, some crashes at the worst possible times. He didn't get the moto win or the overall that he wanted, but he missed racing basically the entire 08 and 09 seasons. To come back and get up on the box like this, that's really a victory in and of itself.
Yeah, he's gone through so much life changes. Wife and him had a baby.
Yep.
You know, went back to New Zealand for a while. Thought about what he wanted to do with his career and his life, and now it seems like things are really on track. Lucas Oil, Troy Lee Designs Honda gave him a shot on this team, and he certainly has put this team on the map in the 450 class. They are a major player with a champion like Ben Townley on the roster.
But he's going to have some company. Metcalf has not only gotten around Chisholm as well, but he is coming after Townley. Metcalf wants to put it on the podium in this moto. Let's not take anything away from the 55, who is still in the top 5. Breakthrough season for him, his first year outdoors on a 450. Sure, with the performance of Dungey, it's a little bit overshadowed, but not bad for a rookie. And it's also Metcalf's first ever year in the big class. And he has really come to terms with this big bike late in the season. He's working on Townley right now, Jeff.
Well, and he needs the points right now. He needs to keep it on 2 wheels. Okay, he's so close to securing second in this title chase. And with 2 to go here, you see at the top of your screen, 2-lap board is out. You see him putting the pressure on, but just ultimate effort here. His mechanic giving him the pit board, not sure what that said because of the reflection, but we know that just a tremendous effort out of the Australian.
Well, this is the story of the year. Yes, Dungey has won what appears to be 10 of the 12 races this year, but is this not symbolic of how this season has gone? We're down to the last 2 laps of the year, and Townley and Metcalf and Short are still going out there giving it everything they have. They've ridden hard all season if they didn't get, even if they did not get the wins. Talk about the keys to the race one more time, Jeff.
Yeah, these Rocky Mountain ATV MC keys to the race was to study the start. This was a brand new racetrack, and to figure out what is going to get to the. Here goes a pass.
He worked it from outside to inside, and he's got third. What a comeback for Metcalf. He definitely did start at the start, Jeff. He had the start, he had the lead, but after a crash, he's had to dig deep to get back into the number 2 position.
Well, he certainly has. And, I mean, remember, he was back as far as 8th place here. See him riding the wide line here, trying to stay out of those deep grooves. See if he triples over the top. Wow. Look at that. So smooth. Didn't hit a bump or anything on the way and just rode way around the left side. That was cool. I mean, he is so on it right now. And this track, I'm telling you, if you had a chance to ride around it or even walk it after this moto here, you would think, wow, there is no way that they can ride at this pace. And so I'm telling you, physical fitness that these riders have, the bike setups, and all that is something to really be respected. And I know that after my lap earlier today, riding a couple of hot laps when the track was easy and it was smooth, a lot of respect that I have for these guys to do this at this level.
Yeah, but you only made it rougher because you put another big hole out there for them to have to ride.
Well, I certainly did my best to take down some of the sponsor banners, but I'm glad it made for good footage, onboard footage for everyone.
And you see how deep those ruts are. Some of the other riders that are going a lap down getting completely stopped in them, hanging up the frame and the foot pegs. No such trouble for Metcalf. We go back to our leader, 1 lap to go. And we've talked about Dungey certainly a lot this year because he has been the one winning the races. But I think at one point we haven't made enough is what a great guy this is off the track. A great family, one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet on or off the racetrack. And it's pretty impressive that all the spoils that he has taken this year has not gone to his head, and he is as humble as you could ever expect anyone to be.
And it's interesting because I still have to go back a couple of years ago in that 250 Supercross title chase that he had, where he made a lot of mistakes after leading the championship, ended up losing the championship. And they say that you learn more from losing than you do from winning. And certainly after that, he used that as motivation, just put his head down and started working hard. Everyone around him says that he's self-motivated. You don't have to push him to do anything. He's trying to elevate and push everyone around him to create a better team environment and a better bike, a stronger team. And he's shown that he is as fast on the motorcycle, physically fit, all of that wrapped into one. And when you put all that together, it makes a champion. And so Ryan Dungey this year, double champion, Supercross and Motocross, pretty outstanding for a rookie.
Well, raised in Minnesota, when he was young, he didn't have a chance to ride year-round. And then when he was about 13 years old, he finally had a chance to go down to Texas during the winter months. And the old boss of Suzuki's amateur program, who he was working with at the time, Cole Dress, told me that when Dungey first had a chance to go to Texas and ride in the winter, he'd ride all day. He was living in a one-room, almost a hut down there. And at night, he would just do stomach crunches all night and ride all day. Whatever he could do to take advantage of whatever opportunities he was given. And now here we are 7 years later. He has become, statistically at least, the best rider in the world. You can't argue with the results. Supercross champ, Motocross champ. And the hard work is what has made it happen.
Yeah, and as we enter the final, or we are on the final lap of the final race of the year, off season, and everyone's looking forward to Supercross and another Motocross championship next year. This rider has taken a huge step forward in his confidence and in his belief in himself. And as we finish this thing up, we know it's teeing up for a great series once again next year.
Yeah, 2011 is going to be unbelievable because Dungey will be the man with the target, not only on his helmet, but on his back. And he's going to do it again. For the 10th time in 2010, Ryan Dungey is your winner. A new all-time rookie record. 10 wins in 12 rounds. Not a perfect season, but you'd still say it was a perfect 10. Not bad. We'll be back to talk to our winner when we return. Congrats to Ryan Dungey.
Folks, how about saying hello to Ryan Dungey? He's down here on the podium.
Ryan Dungey, the spoils of victory. The fans here at Pala surrounding him on the stage. We'll show you how he won this race with our Lucas Oil race recap. Well, Brett Metcalf came in here with a lot of motivation. He was second in Moto 1. He wanted to win this race and collect the overall for the day. And he puts the number 24 out front early, Jeff.
And he did with a great start and just was pulling away, trying to secure second in points.
So Metcalf maintains the number 1 spot. Dungey goes after Short. But then suddenly we lost Metcalf altogether. He crashed out of the lead. So this became the battle for the number 1 spot. And what a battle it was.
Certainly was, as Dungey makes his way around Andrew Short, as he's done so many times this year, just focused all the way to the finish.
And he finishes the season with a 1-1 sweep here in Southern California. Doesn't matter where we race this year, this guy rides these tracks like it's his own backyard. He has been just a machine. That's our Lucas Oil race recap from Pala. Show you the overall results. Short and Metcalf tie in points in the day. Short wins the tiebreaker, the better second moto finish, but that will give Metcalf second in points for the year. Let's send it down to the podium with Aaron.
I don't think a season could get any sweeter than that. Ryan, you polished off the season just how you had planned on it. But when you take a look back at your season, winning 10 races out of 12 races, what's your secret and how did you make it look so easy as a rookie?
A little bit at a time, you know. It was just, it goes by so fast, but you know, I'm just really thankful on the year. You know, my mom and dad, you know, man above, and my team. There's so many people that have gotten me here, and it's great. You know, a lot of hard work, dedication, and I wouldn't be here without the whole team. But you know, time flies. You know, just got to enjoy it and you know, shoot for more.
You've continued to make history once again, but what do you set your goals on now?
Just winning races. You know, there's always going to be a new crop of people, the years to follow, and a lot more tests. You know, there's no saying that it's going to be cake for any of this. So you know, we got to work hard, put our head down, and look forward to what lies ahead.
Congratulations on such a victorious season.
All right, so there it is. We have another rookie record. He's been taking all of them. Not only the first rookie to win both the Supercross and Motocross titles in the same year, but 10 overall wins in Motocross. That breaks Ricky Carmichael's all-time rookie mark of 9. When you're breaking Ricky Carmichael records, you're in some unbelievable company. He's the greatest of all time.
Right. You got that right. Well, we got some racing coming up too, huh, Jason?
Boy, folks, don't go anywhere. Our 250 finale is coming up live right after this. Trey Kennard and Christophe Pourcel taking it down to the final race of the season. Championship hanging in the balance.
Yeah, and you saw how rough the track was. Now they got to go do it with less horsepower.
It's only going to be rougher for their race. Metcalf and Dungey doing some bench racing up on the podium. Great action today in the 450 class. We'll be right back to talk to some more riders up on the podium when we return to Pala. Roger DeCoster leaves his term with Suzuki as a winner, so congratulations to him. Welcome back to Pala. What a great way to wrap up this series and this season. We'll give you the second half of our Geico Top 10 Moments of 2010. Who can forget this at Southwood a couple of weeks ago? Brett Metcalf and Andrew Short run out of gas on the sand track on the last lap. Ryan Dungey not only wins the first moto, but that gives him enough points to lock up the championship. More on that later. This is pretty exciting. A bad first moto for Dungey at Steel City opens the door for Kevin Windham to win the overall. That's a win for the aged. The 32-year-old taking his first win in 3 years. Very popular with the fans. But how about today's action? What a debut for the brand new Pala Raceway here in California. This track opened in April of 2009. And not even a year and a half later, here they are hosting a world-class event on and off the track. Great stuff to see here at Pala. But of course, the ultimate highlight for the year, the phenomenal performance of the number 5, Ryan Dungey, capturing the AMA Pro Motocross Championship in the 450 class. And he did it in dominant fashion, 10 wins in 12 races. Check out your final series points here. Dungey with a huge gap over second and third, but that was a close race. Metcalf is going to edge out Andrew Short for second in the series by just 5. Let's send it back down to the podium with Aaron Bates.
There is a lot of fan support here for Andrew Short at Pala, being one of the hometown races for you. Andrew, 3rd overall in the standings. If you have to take a step back, how would you sum up your season?
It was an awesome season. It was an uphill battle from the beginning. Had a lot of fun battling with the guys, and just enjoyed it. It was good to be a part of the Honda Rebel Racing team and just ride these great tracks.
Congratulations on a very successful season. Job well done.
Fuel your passion for racing with Speed Mobile. Get the latest motorcycle racing news and results as soon as they become available. Sent right to your phone. Text MOTO to Speed 3 for Speed Motorcycle Racing text alerts. Let's send it back down to Aaron.
Brett Metcalf sporting a nice trophy, 3rd overall today. Brett, what a way to top off your season. Take us through your thoughts on Pala.
Well, it's a long, tough season, but really stoked to finish out second in the championship. Moving up to the 450s, I just can't wait for next year, and happy to finish out on the box here this weekend.
There's something about these rookies this season that made that 450 class look easy.
Yeah, great point, Aaron. All sorts of rookies. Maybe we'll get some of the veterans back into the racing next year. It was a tough year for some of these established stars, but they'll be back to challenge Dungey next year, I'm sure, Jeff.
Well, and coming up live here, we've got the 250 class, and some of those guys will be stepping up next year also as rookies.
Oh, boy. The 250 showdown is coming up next, so don't go anywhere, Speed fans. Great day of racing is not over yet here at Pala. 450 class is complete for the year, so congratulations to Ryan Dungey. For Jeff Emig, Aaron Bates, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching our 450 show. Good job with that, Aaron. We'll be right back with the 250 finale right after this.